your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? God, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Okay, let me say myself good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. I want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Star Radio UK Tuesday edition of the morning show. And I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show.
Welcome to the 16th day of December, the year 2025. Yes, 9 days more for the big day. How the preparation is going to go about, and the traffic and everything in town speaks volumes, of course. This morning moving into the studio took us a bit of time and everything, but hey, we are here to serve you everything that you want. Mixed grill, name it. Yes. This one is a continental one, yeah, with everything on, all the trimmings, yeah. Okay then. So once again, let me say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy. Thank you very much for the good production work that you are doing. To Perry, who is just left the building, massive good morning to you. To Atakofi, all the way in Ghana. Sherman, good morning. He's launching his new album on the 21st. That's Sunday. So make sure that you get in touch with him and listen to it. He comes out with very lovely tunes. We'll do our best to see whether we can bring him some of the tunes that he's already had. And then let me say good morning also to Mr. Frank Davis, Mr. KB Bossman, Miss KB, I call him KB. It was a pleasure having that chat with you yesterday. Yeah, we hope you're all doing very, very well and have the best of the day. Vicky Newton, good morning. Mr. Olaimi Koike, good morning to you. And to Bishop Adeshina, Anthony Adedeji, Aziz Shamsuddin, Dr. Chief Sandy Adeyemo Igboho, or Chief Dr. Sandy Adeyemo Igboho. Good morning to you, all of you who listen to us or watch us live on the Koiki Media platforms, Yoruba Nation platforms, United States of Biafra platforms. We want to salute each and every one of you. And once again, I say welcome to the program. This is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. To Delta Hammond, all the way in Ghana, Accra. Good morning to you, sis. Good morning to Mom, Mrs. Ryder Hammond, Eresi. Yes, good morning to you there as well. Hope you are all doing very, very well. And let me also say good morning once again to Eben, all the way in Cape Town, South Africa, and to Antonia and the family there. We salute you. We hope you are all doing good. All right then. Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then. So let's crack on. Well, so I'm going to bring you the quote for the day. It says, "Let your legacy be kindness. Let your legacy be kindness." And that speaks volumes. Well, very brief, but volumes. Star Radio UK. Now, moving on to the weather front this morning. What have I got news for you for London and southeastern part of England? This is how the weather is going to be today. This afternoon will be dry with mostly cloudy skies to start with, but sunny spells will gradually develop from the west after clear skies. This evening tonight will be dry with clear spells, but also some patchy low cloud, mist and fog forming in places. Actually, night expected. Top temperature is going to be 12 degrees. The lowest is going to be 1 degree. UV level low, pollution low as well. Sunset 15:52 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 08 hours. And that brings us to the end of the weather forecast, to the travels as well. As we move on there, as we say, keep your eyes on the roads, as we keep it navigated. I promise our board. Now, what have I got for you on the travels this morning? Well, on the underground, it's only the Piccadilly line experiencing severe delays between Cockfosters and Acton Town. So check it out. That aside, all the other underground lines are running a good service. DLR, London Overground, and London Tramlink, good service there. Moving on to the major roads in London, and I can tell you, A1 and North Circular A406 are experiencing serious delays. If you can avoid them, do your best to do so. Also on the riverbank this morning, apart from the Woolwich Ferry that's got reduced service, all the others are running a good service. The London Cable Car is also running a good service. Bringing us to the final segment of the travel update, that is the National Rail. What have I got there? How trains, London Northeastern Railway, Northern Rail, Southwestern Railway, Southern, Transpennine Express, and Transport for Wales are all offering special services. That aside, all the others are running a good service. And let me say it as I normally will. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. Let's take a quick commercial break. And once we come back, I bring you nothing but everything that is happening from across the globe. From archaeology to zoology. As we say, if it's making the headlines, be rest assured of one thing. I'm bringing it to you. Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, and it is the 16th day of December, as I did say, getting closer to the big day, to the Christmas day. How's your shopping and stuff like that been? Let me say good morning to my own Reverend Emmanuel Seth Chidi, man of God. I hope you are doing very, very well. We salute you and thank you very much for all your support over the period. Yeah, you've been so wonderful. You've been so wonderful, and once again I say thank you for all that support there. Okay, let's crack on. Let's go global trotting. And what am I going for you? Yes, sir. Well, in the UK front, BBC says it will defend Trump's defamation lawsuit over Panorama speech edit. The US president has requested $5 billion, that's a 3.7 billion pounds in damages, according to court documents filed in Florida. The question is, was there any damage at all? Did he win the election? Yeah. So was there any damage? Okay, but maybe there was a damage. If they lied, why not? Okay, we're going to tell you more about that. UK unemployment rate rises to 5.1%. Bad for government, because their Labour government is supposed to be providing more jobs availability. But what has gone wrong? Is it the economic policies going pear-shaped? Okay, and UK launches task force to break down barriers for women in technology. And Epson's UK flight had alleged British abuse victims on board. Ooh. Well, we're talking more about all that, but wherever you are, don't tag the that. It is all coming away from Star Radio UK. Now, let's move on to other parts of the world. Dashcam video shows couple trying to stop gunman before being killed in Bondi attack as well. And then, police shot in the front. NSW Premier rejects criticism of Bondi response. And Trump repeats criticism of killed Hollywood director Rob Reiner. And I say, Trump, when it comes to Trump, if you're not singing his praises, then you are the enemy. Everybody has to clap for him. Yes, like dictators do. I've not said that he's a dictator, but when you look at North Korea and everybody, they clap in synchronized way. Yeah, and they cry synchronized way. And I'm like, are you people for real? Okay. Yeah, maybe he wants something of the sort, and therefore, if you're a critic of his policies or his then he thinks that well, you don't deserve to be. All right, okay. FBI falls New Year's Eve terror plot across Southern California. Officials have said, and 8 killed in latest strikes on alleged drug boat, U.S. military is saying. Evidence, please. Well. Rob Reiner's son, Nick, has been arrested on suspicion of murder after director and wife were found dead. He stabbed them, allegedly, but it will be proven. Okay. And then Canada's Kanye called out for utilizing British spelling. Well, does that matter now with AI and people coming in and using any jargon, so far as they are able to communicate, and then people think, what else? Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. US offers Ukraine strong security guarantees, but territory still unresolved. Now, while US officials talked up progress in Berlin, there was little detail on how the issue of Ukraine's sovereignty will be resolved. But the question is any country really sovereign? There are countries who say, oh, yeah, we have our independence, we are sovereign. But are we really sovereign? It's never been. Those who have been sovereign are the ones who wield more weapons, and the economies are very, 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 very strong. And they say, well, if you dare, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to be doing this, and they get on with it. I can say, some way, somehow, they seem to be sovereign. But even that, well, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Trump urges Z to free Hong Kong Jimmy Lai. Will he? Maybe being a millionaire, billionaire as well, some way, somehow. I remember what happened to the Russian billionaire who also died in prison, whether murdered or whatever thing it is. Well, we'll be looking at it very closely. Now, in another story, bandits kidnap worshippers during church service in Nigeria. At least 13 people are missing after armed men stormed the church, an official has said. We're trying to bring you the details of it. This is Starr Radio UK. This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. As we go on, at least 13 people were abducted. My apologies. After armed men attacked evangelical church, winning all in Azkiri, a rural community in Nigeria's central region. Let me put it that way. And 6 peacekeepers killed in Sudan drone strikes mourned at UN ceremony in Kadugli. Okay, there are some of the stories making the rounds there as well. This is Starr Radio UK. And a former Congolese rebel leader had been jailed in landmark French court case and ruling there. Alright then, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Buhari once believed I plotted to kill him in Aso Aisha, late president's wife, has said. It's quite an interesting one. We'll be looking at that in a moment. And Dangote expands allegation against MDPRA chief executive. Yesterday he was saying, alluding that the chief executive has got his children in a school in Denmark where they pay annually, I think, $5 million for fees, and it's asking the question, where has this person got its monies from? So, well, an investigation has to take place, and I know what is happening there as well. Well, there are lots of other stories making the rounds this morning, but we'll not have the time to bring you all. In Ghana as well, we have Methodist presiding bishop condemns dirty December. We'll be looking at what that dirty is. Not DIRTY, but DETTY. The government renews Boko curfew as Asante Hene prepares to submit reports to the president. to the government. So we'll tell you more about that as well. And as we go on, Canada Japan is asking Afenyo Market to step down as minority leader. Why is he saying so? We'll be looking at that as well. Well, we're talking about SkyTrain in Ghana. Even the one on land, we've not been able to sort it out. But we wanted to do a SkyTrain. But SkyTrain prosecution witness produces multiple GIIF emails in Accra project. What happened? Well, I'll do my best to see how I can bring you all those stories in the space of time that I've got available. ECOWAS must build bridges with Sahel states despite AES breakaway, Mahama is saying. I know that he's got a good rapport with Burkina Faso leader, so maybe he's looking at that. Yes, but we'll be telling you more about all those things in a moment. Then Akufo-Addo approached Mahama to say, you know what, cut Oferiata this in, or didn't he? Cut him a slap, or didn't he? But I'll be telling you more about that. He said Oferiata Saga Akufo-Addo refused seeking Mahama's intervention. Well, so this and a lot more going to be coming your way in the next moment. But wherever you are, stay tuned. Don't touch the dial. We'll take a quick commercial break. We come back. And boy, I'll bring you everything that you need to know. I'll do my best to make sure that I deliver on the promises before we bring the program to a close. All right, then? So let's take this commercial break. Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
You are listening to Star Radio Morning Show. Archie on Star Radio. Nobody does it better.
Welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And we wish all our listeners a Merry Christmas. Aha. All right then. So now let's go into the details of the stories that we brought before you. The BBC has said it will defend the $5 billion lawsuit filed by U.S. President Donald Trump against BBC over an edit of his 6 January 2021 speech in the Panorama documentary. Now, Trump accused the broadcaster of defamation and of violating a trade practice law, according to court documents filed in Florida. Now, the BBC has apologized to Trump last month but rejected his demands for compensation and disagreed there was a basis for a defamation claim. Now, Trump's legal team accused the BBC of defaming him by intentionally, maliciously, and deceptively doctoring his speech. A BBC spokesperson said, as we have made clear previously, we will be defending this case. And why would the case be held? We are not going to make further comments on ongoing legal proceedings. Trump said last month he planned to sue the BBC for the documentary, which aired in the UK ahead of the 2024 US elections. I think I have to do it. Trump told reporters then of his plans. They cheated. They changed the words coming out of my mouth. Did they? In his speech on the 6th of January, before a riot at the U.S. Capitol, Trump told the crowd, we're going to walk down to the Capitol and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. Now, more than 50 minutes later in the speech, he said, and we fight like hell. in the Panorama program, a clip showed him as saying, "We're going to walk down to the capital and I'll be there with you, and we fight like hell." Now, the BBC acknowledged the edit had given the mistaken impression he had made a direct call for violent action, but disagreed that there was basis for a defamation claim. In November, a leaked internal BBC memo criticized how the speech was edited and led to the resignation of the BBC's Director General, Tim Davie, and aides head of news, Deborah Turns. Now, before Trump filed the lawsuit, lawyers of the BBC had given a lengthy response to the president's claim. They said there was no malice in the edit and that Trump was not harmed by the program, as he was re-elected shortly after it aired. They also said the BBC did not have the right to and did not distribute the Panorama program on its US channels. Now, while the documentary was available on BBC iPlayer, it was restricted to viewers in the UK. Did you vote? Did I vote? No, neither of us voted, because I'm not going to vote in the US, so I can't do that. So, did it have an impact on him at all? Did it affect his chances of becoming or winning the election? Somebody said no, he won with a large majority, and so yeah, I don't know, but this is now in the hands of justices who will be looking at that. But well, in the UK, people are saying that, well, it is the taxpayers' money, and we're not going to be sitting down just to take that and go and give it to him because we aired something. Well. But what do you think about all that? Starr Radio UK, 11:40 the time. The morning show, the program. I remain yours sincerely,
Archie on Starr Radio. Nobody does it better.
UK unemployment rate rises to 5.1%. The UK unemployment rate in the 3 months of October has increased to 5.1% according to official figures. That marked a rise from 5% last month. The comparative figure for the 3 months to October 2024 was 4.3%. The figures reflect a weaker labor market, particularly as businesses held off hiring before the budget. The Office for National Statistics said the subdued labor market was particularly affecting young people. Now, the UK unemployment rate is now at its highest level since January 2021, just below the peak rate seen during the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, wages are still rising faster than prices, but pay growth is slowing at companies. Average wage growth was 4.6%, excluding bonuses, between August and October 2025, but headed in different directions depending on whether you were employed by a company or the state. Well. So, Labour, that's supposed to be the Labour government, that's supposed to be a party or a government for workers, seem not to be able to do what they have to do to get people to go and work because of various policies that has been made in the past. But what do you think? The government is on the way to maybe sort or issue anything pertaining to that at all? Well. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. If you drive, this will interest you. Thousands of drivers could have speeding fines cancelled after a fault saw some cameras falsely triggered on English A roads and motorways. National Highways said it had found 2,650 wrongful speed camera activation since 2021 due to delays between cameras and variable speed signs. Affected drivers will be contacted by police and be reimbursed for any fines, while points will be removed from their licenses where needed. Not all camera activations are in fault, so not all the wrongful activations will have resulted in fines. National Highways apologized for the error. Safety is our number one priority, said Chief Executive Nick Harris. All drivers should continue observing the posted speed limits as normal. Anyone who has been impacted will be contacted by the relevant police force. So maybe you were issued a speeding ticket. Be rest assured, if it's a wrong one, they're going to get to you. But what about those who don't get anything of the sort. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay. The UK needs more people being ready to fight for their country as the nation seeks to deter a potential confrontation with Russia, the head of the military has said. The Chief of Defense Staff, Air Chief Marshal Sir Richard Knighton said a whole of society response was needed, including an increase in regular forces, cadets, and reserves. He also called for more school leavers and graduates to join the defense industry, while the Chief of the Defense Staff suggested there was only a remote chance of a direct Russian attack on the UK. He told an event at the Royal United Services Institute that so-called hybrid attacks showed the threat was worsening. Sir Richard said sons and daughters, colleagues, veterans will all have a role to play, to build, to serve, and if necessary, to fight. And more families will know that sacrifice for our nation means. What sacrifice to our nation means. The Chief of Defense Staff referenced a Russian spy ship that was recently suspected of mapping undersea cables near the UK waters. So is Russia trying to intimidate or actually preparing to attack? Which is which? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London at 11:45. And let me announce the lines open. Just call us via Teams, and it is Starr Radio UK. And you get that, you can get in. So it is all Starr Radio UK. On Teams, and I will allow you to talk. We can hear your voice there. All right, so let's move on to other stories making the rounds this morning. The Bondi Beach attack story still continues, and there were other stories pertaining to a couple killed in Bondi Beach shooting. A dashcam image has provided. Shooting tried to stop one of the alleged attackers by grabbing his gun. Dramatic dashcam footage showed Boris German, 69, and his wife Sophia, 61, courageously stepped in to try and protect others before being shot themselves, their family said in a statement. Video of the incident showed Mr. Gunman, who was retired, wrestling with one of the alleged gunmen and taking the weapon off him before they both fall onto the road. Mr. Gunman then gets up and appears to hit the suspect attacker with the gun. The attacker is then thought to have got another gun which he used to kill them. While nothing can lessen the pain of losing Boris and Sophia, we feel an overwhelming sense of pride in their bravery and selflessness, the family has said. This encapsulates who Boris and Sophia were, people who instinctively and selflessly try to help others. Well, it's quite an interesting one. I think they buckled the old man down, and then he took another gun and shot at them, killed them, because they were trying to stop him from perpetrating that evil that took place. Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK. But another person who also did well, he managed to wrestle the one of the gunmen, the older one, the dad, down, and then took the gun off him. The Australian Prime Minister has visited Bondi hero Ahmed Ahmed in hospital after the bystander tried to disarm one of the gunmen in the nation's deadliest gun attack since 1996. Your heart is strong, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese told the father of two, later calling him the best of our country. Now, the fruit shop owner, who was born and raised in Syria, was shot several times in the shoulder after tackling one of the alleged gunmen. Albanese said Mr. Ahmed will undergo further surgery tomorrow. At least 15 people have been confirmed dead after Sunday's attack in Sydney during an event to mark the first night of Hanukkah. Now, police have declared the attack as a terrorist incident targeting the Jewish community. He was trying to get a cup of coffee and found himself at a moment where people were being shot in front of him. Albanese said after the bedside visit, he decided to take action, and his bravery is an inspiration for all Australians. He's a very humble man. Well done to him. Well done to him. Well done to him. Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, Donald Trump has repeated his criticism of Rob Reiner after his earlier remarks about the killed Hollywood director, a long-time Trump critic, sparked widespread condemnation. The U.S. president told reporters that the director was very bad for our country, having earlier written on Truth and Social that Reiner's death was linked to Trump derangement syndrome, a term he often uses to describe his critics. Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were found dead at their Los Angeles home on Sunday, and police have arrested their son Nick on suspicion of murder. They have not suggested any motive in the case or any evidence that Reiner's politics and criticism of Trump played any role. Maybe that's what the son will have to come out to say. In a social media post, he called the couple's death very sad. Trump criticized Reiner, saying he was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump. Those comments were widely criticized, including by prominent Republicans. It was when it happened that Charlie Kirk died, and people were saying that because of his criticism and stuff like that, that brought about that. See how they came. And so anybody who says things like that should be what? But now he makes such a statement because the person is criticizing him. So if you're not for him, then you are an enemy. Well, he says that. Well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on straight to some other stories making the round. The U.S. military says it has carried out strikes on 3 boats it has accused of trafficking drugs in the Pacific Ocean, killing 8 people. The U.S. Southern Command posted footage of the strikes on social media and said the vessel were transiting along known narco trafficking routes and were engaged in narco trafficking. More than 20 vessels in the Pacific and the Caribbean have been targeted in recent months, killing at least 90 people as part of President Donald Trump's escalating campaign against gangs he accuses of transporting drugs in the region. Now, some experts say the strikes could violate laws governing armed conflict. The first attack by the U.S. on the 2nd of September has drawn particular scrutiny, as there was not 1 but 2 strikes, with survivors of the first killed in the second. Now, several alleged experts have said that the Venezuelan drug boat by the U.S. military was probably illegal and would like to be considered as extrajudicial killing under international law. But again, this is why I say it. Who is sovereign? Because they can say, yeah, that's what we saw and that's what we killed. And what can you say? Because the world power, the world wealth, and therefore their words are laws. So in the animal kingdom, some animals are more equal than others, as I've said. Well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay. Now, Europe, the US has said it's ready to offer Ukraine NATO-like security guarantees to safeguard an eventual ceasefire following talks in Berlin with European officials and a delegation from Kyiv. The very strong guarantees will be modeled on NATO Article 5 clause of mutual protection, U.S. officials said, adding that Russians would hopefully agree to them. Now, while U.S. officials talked up progress towards ending the war, there was little detail on how the thorny issue of Ukraine's sovereignty will be resolved in any peace deal. Now, Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky described the meeting as productive but not easy. He added that Kyiv needed a clear understanding of security guarantees before it will make any decision about other contentious issues. Now, Ukraine has also argued it needs watertight guarantees to ensure that Russia respects any ceasefire and does not attack the country again. U.S. officials described the security guarantee on offer as the platinum standard, but cautioned the deal would not be on the table forever. On Sunday, Zelensky signaled for the first time that as a compromise, he will give up ambitions to join NATO in exchange for strong guarantees. So, if he's not joining NATO and he's going to get the strong guarantees that he needs, why not? And again, the other issue is, Russia saying, well, we don't mind you joining the EU. So, what do you think? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. At 5 minutes to the top of the hour, and I still bringing you the morning show. Now let's go to Asia Bay. Now, U.S. President Donald Trump says he has asked Chinese leader Xi Jinping to consider releasing Jimmy Lai, the Hong Kong pro-democracy tycoon, who was earlier this week found guilty under the city's controversial national security law. I feel so badly, Trump told reporters. I spoke to President Xi about it, and I asked to consider his release. The UK similarly called for the 78-year to be immediately released, with UK Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper condemning the ruling, calling it politically motivated persecution. Lai, who is a British citizen, has been in jail since December 2020 and is due to be sentenced earlier next year. He faces a maximum term of life in prison. Now, Trump made the brief comment to reporters at the White House on Monday, but did not specify when he had brought Lai's case up to Xi. He is an older man and is not well, so I did put the request out. We'll see what happens, okay? He said. His comments come after a Hong Kong court on Monday found Lai guilty of colluding with foreign forces. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then. Does he understand English? Somebody say, yeah. For them to write to those places, they understand, because Trump was saying something in his ears and he was hearing it. But what was he actually saying? That is the question that none of us would know. But 3 minutes to the top of the hour at a time, the morning show, the program. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only. A French court has sentenced a former rebel leader and politician from the Democratic Republic of Congo to 30 years in jail after finding him guilty of complicities in crimes against humanity more than 2 decades ago. Roger Lumbala headed a rebel movement backed by neighboring Uganda, accused of committing atrocities during a period known as the Second Congo War. The judge said 67-year-old was found guilty of ordering or aiding and abetting torture and inhumane crime, summary executions, rape, constituting torture, sexual slavery, forced labor, and theft. Now, Lumbala, who was living in France when he was arrested nearly 5 years ago, has refused to accept the legitimacy of the court in Paris. He did not attend the trial, which began last month, though he was in the dock to hear the verdict on Monday. And well, it went against him. So, well, but again, let's look at it. Now, all the ills that colonial masters, or even currently what is going on, are perpetrating on African countries or developing countries, who has been held accountable? Or maybe a day of reckoning is going to come and then they will be held accountable. And this man was saying, well, you cannot jail me for nothing, or try me because, well, you don't have the jurisdiction to even try me, because it is my country that I did whatever, and they should be the ones trying me because maybe I will have enough witnesses to speak on my behalf or something of the sort. But well, interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on to other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. That is Africa, of course. Well, another set of kidnappings in Nigeria. At least 13 people were abducted after armed men attacked an evangelical church. The evangelical church winning all in Azkeri, rural community in Nigeria's central Kogi state during Sunday morning service. Witnesses said the gunmen opened fire before taking congregants. Now, Kogi's Information Commissioner Kingsley Fanwo said 5 attackers were killed while others escaped injured. Other officials described the assailant as bandits, criminal gangs known for kidnappings for ransom. This is the second church attack in 2 weeks in Kogi. Earlier, gunmen raided a church in Ejiba, kidnapping the pastor, his wife, and several members who are still being held. Now, Fanwo said military operations in neighboring states are pushing bandits towards Kogi. Recent attacks reflect growing insecurity in Nigeria's central and northwestern regions, despite government efforts to deploy troops. Now, the question is, having state police, who this time round should be armed. But I know back in the day when we were talking about the Amaticon, Yomi, once again, good morning to you. I remember we talking about that a lot, and then we're looking at it, but people were of the view that if this state police are armed, then it's going to be like they are wielding some power and can clash with the federal police. But we have situations in the US where we can look at the template and then work from there, where people have, every state have got its own police, and then we have the federal bit as well, but they all work together. So when something happens and the federal have to come in, they work. Or yes, they will have the state working underneath them because the federal is higher than that, and then they go on to make sure that things pan out nicely. So I think that it's gotten to a point where Nigeria will need the state police to be armed, so that because they know their neighborhood, they can go about and make sure that they protect their own people. But again, these individuals, are they coming from space? Where did they come from? Well. It's quite an interesting round, right? But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, we're moving on to still in Nigeria. But Sudan's transitional leader, al-Bahrain, has held talks with Saudi Crown Prince in Riyadh. The president of Sudan's Transitional Sovereignty Council, Abdel Fattah al-Bahrain, arrived in Riyadh yesterday for talks with officials there. Well. We'll see what comes out of that talks, God willing, tomorrow, and we'll let you know more about it. Well, Aisha Buhari, you remember her? She was a former first lady and wife of the late president Muhammadu Buhari. But interestingly, the former First Lady Aisha Buhari had disclosed that her late husband, former President Muhammadu Buhari, once believed rumors within Azorok that she was plotting to kill him. She said the development disrupted his feeding routine and worsened his health. Aisha Buhari's account is contained in a newly released biography titled From Soldier to Statesman, The Legacy of Muhammadu Buhari, uttered by Charles Omole, a doctorate holder, and launched at the State House on Monday, December 15. Now, the book quotes the former First Lady as saying, Buhari began locking his room and changing his habits after being fed with what he described as malicious gossip within the presidential villa. Then came the gossip and the fear-mongering. They said, I wanted to kill him. The book says, my husband believed them for a week or so. It adds, Aisha Buhari also linked the health crisis that kept Buhari away from the office for several months in 2017 to what she described as breakdown in nutrition routine rather than poisoning or mysterious illness. The ICIR reports that in February 2016, Buhari embarked on a 6-day vacation to the United Kingdom. A few months later, in June, he returned to England for a 10-day medical trip to treat an ear infection. He later extended his stay by 3 days to recuperate. In January 2017, Buhari returned to London for another medical vacation. The following month, he wrote to the National Assembly requesting an extension of his medical leave. But that is a strong one. When top people are whispering in the ears of the president, your husband saying, you know what? She's trying to kill you. How do you even run away from that? All right, Starr Radio UK. Now, President and Chief Executive of Dangote, Industries Limited, Aliko Dangote, has expanded his allegation against the Chief Executive Officer of Nigeria Mainstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed, accusing him of spending millions of dollars on his children's foreign education. On Sunday, Mr. Dangote accused Mr. Ahmed of economic sabotage, which he said undermines refining in Nigeria. Now, speaking at the press conference at the Dangote Petroleum, he accused the leadership of the NMDPRA of colluding with international traders and oil importers to frustrate local refining. Now, this I've spoken about it several times before Dangote came upstream. Okay, before they started, they started their refinery. Now, when they were going on, because I was looking at the way the national refining refineries were being sabotaged. You have the best engineers there who are supposed to, but they will sabotage it, and then just to make sure that there are others who are just importing the finished product into the country. But what kind of people are we? I ask that question all the time. What kind of people are we? Instead of having majority of people or all of us enjoying, one person want to just carry the whole thing close to their chest. And then when it happens that some people come in and say, well, we think that all this and that is going on when we talk about rule of law and blah, blah, blah. It's not working, and therefore we want people out, and then we want to have a regimental governance system. Then people begin to cry and make lots of noise that some of us are advocating for unconstitutional rule. But things like this, when you know blatantly that this is what the people are doing, that's to sabotage the state. Don't you know that if you are refining the crude oil in your own country, you're not going to be spending that much? Don't you know that it keeps your economy better because you don't need the foreign exchange that much to actually import the finished product? But well, maybe a day will come. But until then, boy oh boy, let me bring you one other story, because Nigerians are there, they are looking 2 years ahead and looking at the elections that will be taking place in 2027. But the Chief Justice of Nigeria has come out with a statement. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere, Ekun has urged judiciary to maintain discipline, consistency, and strict adherence. To constitutional timeline in resolving election disputes ahead of 2027 election. Ekari Ekun gave the charge on Monday in Abuja while declaring open the 2025-2026 legal year of the Federal High Court of Nigeria and its 41st annual Judges Conference. She said the judiciary will once again be required to play a stabilizing role in the electoral process, emphasizing that the pre-election disputes must be resolved with clarity and balance in order to maintain public confidence. As we look ahead to the 2027 general elections, the judiciary will once again be called upon to play stabilizing national role. But are people being induced in the past? And in the future, are we going to see anything different from that? So he who wields more power decides that this is what we're going to be doing, or this is the way we're going to be going, and they want it to be that way. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. At 9 minutes past the top of the hour, the line is still open and you can share your take with us. But now in Ghana, the Supreme Court has suspended Pandai 2024 election rerun. Why? Is it because the ruling government is playing a catch-up, and therefore they think that the best way is to suspend it? Well, I'll be telling you more about that. And Dirty December, a concept adopted by Gen Zs in parts of West Africa for Christmas celebrations, has aroused the religious emotions of presiding bishop of the Methodist Church Ghana, who connects dirty with dirty and rejects their linkage with Christ's birth month. Now, Professor John Kwabena Asamoah Jedu has expressed worry about how dirty or dirty could be associated with Christmas celebrations. He said he hoped the Dirty December celebration did not mean doing dirty things during the season. That is Nigeria Pidgin English coinage derived from dirty, and said it signifies the wild, excessive, and non-stop nature of December celebrations in the populous West African nation. In Ghana, dirty is derived from Ghanaian entertainer Mr. Easy popular concert Dirty Ray. The word was first used by Mr. Easy's manager Bernard Kafui Sokwe as a promotional tool for artist concerts. Unfortunately, a greater part of the public now confuses dirty with dirty. Now, recently, the graphic showbiz published a story in which the director of Diaspora Affairs, Kofi Ochiridakun, aka KOD, shared reservation about the term Dirty December. In that publication, he said the confusion painted the December celebration as merely a season of entertaining, limiting it solely having fun. Who decided to put the word dirty on the month in which Jesus was born? Let's celebrate Christmas in the spirit in which it was established. The presiding bishop of the Methodist Church Ghana advised. So people are misconstruing the Christmas for excessive celebrations, doing all sorts. But well, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK in Ghana, still 12 minutes past the top of the hour. And well, the new Patriotic Party flag bearer, hopeful Kennedy Japan, has called on the minority leader in Parliament, Alexander Afenyomarkin, to step down from his position. Why? According to Japan, there are individuals within the party who are actively seeking the future member of Parliament's position as minority leader. He said he has advised the minority leader to relinquish his position and allow those challenging him to take over. Japan's further stated that Afenyomarkin is financially well established and therefore does not need to cling to the parliamentary position. He is well to do, so he should leave the position for those who are fighting him, he said. Speaking in an interview, Japan claimed that Criticism of Afenyomakin leadership Starr are driven by internal power struggles within the party. Now, those criticizing Alexander Afenyomakin's leadership want position. Some people are arguing that the minority leader should come from the eastern region or the Ashanti region. I've told him to leave the position for them, and I have personally called him to tell him to step down from the position. He added that he deliberately refrained from mentioning the names of those pushing for the position. If it was in the olden days, I would have mentioned all those names. I think now, because he's vying for the leadership of the party, he decided to be a bit cavalier. But I won't. He can't eat for the rest of his life, and it shouldn't look like being an MP is the only way to survive, Japan stated. Afenyomakin has faced criticism over his leadership style from various quarters, including Solomon Owusu, a senior communicator for the movement for change. If the MPP has a weak leader like Afenyomakin, then it's no surprise the party keeps collapsing, Owusu remarked. So, do you think with the advice that Afenyomakin Kennedy Japan is giving, he should step down? After all, he's well to do. He doesn't need all those pecs or whatever monies that is coming from that bit to make it. He's a millionaire. Okay. In Wells Power. Alright then. Starr Radio UK. As I said earlier on, the Supreme Court of Ghana has ordered the Electoral Commission to suspend all proceedings and activities related to the Pandai parliamentary rerun pending the final determination of a case before the court. In effect, the Apex Court ruling has put on hold all preparations by the EC to conduct the election, which was slated for December 30. This per the court ruling will remain in effect until all pending legal issues are fully resolved. The case has been adjourned to January 13 to allow for further consideration of the matter raised by the parties. The Supreme Court ruling follows an application filed by the embattled member of the Parliament for Pandai, Matthew Nyindam. The application sought to overturn a High Court ruling in Tamale that annulled the 2024 parliamentary election results and ordered a rerun of the election result. Lawyer for the embattled lawmaker Gary Nimakun Mafu argued that the High Court Commercial Division in Tamale wrongfully assumed jurisdiction over the petition filed by NDC's candidate Daniel Nsala Wapa. The parliamentary election petition filed by the first interested party on the 24th of January 2024 was invalid and could not be or have been properly invoked the jurisdiction of the High Court Commercial Division Tamale. The report noted the High Court ruling delivered on November 24, 2025 nullified the entire Pandai parliamentary election and directed that a rerun be conducted within 30 days. But with what is happening now, I bet you it's going to be maybe sometime later in January 2025, hopefully, or maybe early part of February. But whatever it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay. The office of the former president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has dismissed a total fabrication, a media report claiming he is seeking President John Mahama's assurance of safe passage for his cousin and former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta. In a rejoinder dated Tuesday, December 16, 2025, the office described the story originally published by the Herald newspaper and picked up by other outlets as utterly false. The office stated that the former president has neither contemplated such a consideration nor expressly or implied made any such a request or representation to the president John Dramani Mahama. The denial comes amid continued public interest in the legal and political fate of Ms. Oforiatta, who served as finance minister throughout Akufo-Addo's two-term presidency, while acknowledging the former president's personal concern for Oforiatta. The statement sought to draw a clear line between familial ties and the rule of law. It is true that the fate of Ms. Oforiatta is of considerable concern of the former president, because, after all, apart from Ms. Oforiatta as being his cousin, more importantly, he was the Minister of Finance in both the government of his mandate, the statement read. But that concern does not extend to wanting to interfere with the rule of law. Hopefully, this sets the record straight on this matter, he added. The office has demanded that media outlets which carried the original story publish the rejoinder in full. But will they? Can they? Ladies and gentlemen, this is where I have to bring the program to a close. It is his cousin. It was through him, his finances, that he is still believing that he could do it. That got him the support that he needs for him to win that election. But whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I have to bring the program to a close. But on a lighter note, the Ghana Police Service has taken decisive action against 5 of its personnel, interdicting them from duty immediately for various acts of misconduct involving the unauthorized use of police uniform on social media platform. The disciplinary measure was announced in a press release dated December 16 and signed by Deputy Superintendent of Police Richmond Mensah on behalf of the Director General of Public Affairs. The interdicted officers, whose ranks range from sergeant to constable, have been identified as Sergeant Samuel Agbema Nyale, Isaac Imperi, Corporal, and then another Corporal Samuel Agbo, and Corporal Charles Oduro, Private Constable Elizabeth Dika Koko. Now, interdicting in the police service means the officer is temporarily relieved of their constabulary duties but remains a member of the service and is subject to disciplinary regulations. During the period of interdiction, an officer usually receives a portion of their salary, often half of it. The police service stated that the officers have been referred to the Police Professional Standards Bureau for further investigation and necessary disciplinary action. The PPSB is a dedicated unit responsible for monitoring compliance with professional standards, investigating complaints from the public against officers, and handling matters of police corruption and misconduct. But exactly what did these individuals do? We'll try to find out and we'll get back to you, God willing, tomorrow once we come on. But ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier on, this has been your one and only Archie bringing you the morning show, and I'll say it this way as I normally will. I'm out like that. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye for now.
Call the studio now.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233244941 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Thanks for listening.